Well, hello everybody. Gonna do a little shooting today. Gonna bring you guys along. Got a pretty interesting gun we're shooting today. This is one of the Baby Browning 1911s. So this guy's in 22 long rifle. This is the 80%. So it's, I mean, you can see the size of my hand versus the size of the gun. I can about swallow that thing. And it's a polymer frame. So this guy is super, super light. The guy that owns this, I don't own it, but the guy that owns it said this is one of his favorite guns for like a trail gun, you know, throwing on a holster if he's out hiking or out on, you know, ATVs or whatever, just because it is so super light that, I mean, it's I don't know what it weighs, but I'll tell you, this thing is, it's almost like a feather. There's nothing even hardly there. So, you know, for me, I'm really interested in, I've been doing quite a bit of 22 stuff lately, but it's all about reliability for me. You know, I got that Walther PPK, I've got a Ruger, the little SR22, and the smaller 22 handguns are famous for being fussy about their ammo. The guy that owns this says that he's pretty much shot exclusively CCI Stingers and Minimags through this. I'm almost going to say that's a given. Pretty much every small 22 handgun I've ever been around will function Minimags and Stingers very well. So I'll show you the ammo we're going to shoot today. Before we get into this too much, though, I'm going to ask you guys to take a second and please subscribe. Enjoying the growth on the channel, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully we can keep her growing. So I tried to find all the ammo, random ammo, I guess, and I actually thought I had some Thunderbolts and I couldn't find them, but these Winchester Super X, these are 40 grain hollow point. Been shooting a lot of these lately. I can tell you from firsthand experience, this is a great ammunition for skunks. For whatever reason, funny side note, I've been invaded by skunks this year. I usually stock a little bit of dog food in my barn. I've killed 10 skunks in the last 2 to 3 months. It's unbelievable. Them stinking things literally keep just coming out of the woodwork. So this has been my go-to for the skunk dispatch, and they work great. This is a Winchester M22 ammo. They're calling this a black plate, copper plated round nose, 40 grain solid round nose. I don't have much experience at all with these, so I've been really curious on that to see how they function. And these guys are the Bolt tried and true 40 grain, or excuse me, these are the 36 grain hollow points Federal Bolt Pack. I don't know if you guys can see the price tag on them, 40 bucks. We all remember when these were, you know, 10 or 15 bucks in Walmart, but those days are gone, which is okay. I guess, I don't know what we do about it. But so these are 3 kind of bulk type ammos, and I'm curious to see how they're going to function in this little 1911. So we'll get to shooting. All right, so what my plan is, I'm going to shoot 1 mag full of the Federal 36 grain hollow points first, and then we'll shoot the other 2 Winchesters. And if everything's reliable, then I'm going to put all 3 of them on paper and see what they do accuracy-wise. If they're not reliable, there's no sense in putting them on paper. So here we go. So far, so good. Okay, so next up, we're going to do the Winchester Super X 40 grain hollow point. So it's interesting, that guy functioned perfectly, but the point of impact was, I'm not sure where it was. I can't hardly hit the stupid target. So anyway, but they functioned good. Let's try the Winchester M22s. Okay, next up is these Winchester M22s. 40 grain, they call them a black copper plated. I don't know exactly what that means, but I haven't had much experience with these. So if you guys have had, leave some comments on them, because they seem to be pretty available right now for whatever reason. So here we go. Well, I've got to admit, I wasn't that excited about this gun. It just has a little bit different feel. It's just honestly so stinking light. It just feels different than what I'm used to. And when I first was offered the gun, I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. And I picked it up, I'm like, this, I don't know, not something I'm super interested in. Man, my opinion is changing. This is a sweet little rig. In fact, it'll shoot 3 different types of bulk ammo flawlessly, function-wise. It's gaining my respect pretty dang quick. I'm gonna get some targets set up and let's shoot this gun on paper, see what it'll do. Okay, I got some targets set up. So the way I got the mag loaded is first 3 shots are gonna be the Federal 36. The next 3 shots will be the Winchester PowerPoint 40 grain hollow point. The last 3 shots will be the Winchester solid 40 grain M22s. So I'm really curious on this. Like I say, I come into this just not having an interest in this gun, but it's grown on me. Man, I don't know, it's a neat little rig. We'll see how this accuracy turns out. You know me, accuracy's kind of trumps everything else. So, well, no, that's not true. Reliability trumps everything else. Don't matter how accurate it is if it's not reliable, but this guy has definitely passed the reliability test. We'll see how the accuracy test goes. Well, all right, that was a really interesting test. And I mean, if you guys watch the channel, you know that, I'm always searching for ballistics, and we do a lot of ballistic shell testing around here, all that kind of stuff. So, and I'm not really big into 22s, and I think that's a fault, honestly. The way the ammunition prices is, if a guy shot a ton of 22s, I think that your shooting skills, even with your 1911 45s and other things, would be better. So I need to start getting my love for 22s back. But what was interesting about that test, first 3 shots to 36 grain Federal bulk ammo, shot just fine. When I shot those 40 grain PowerPoints, I could tell a significant difference in the power factor of that ammo. Just the recoil, it just felt different. The M22s on the 40 grain was somewhere in the middle. So I don't know, that's interesting. Like I say, I think I've said this before on the channel, that for whatever reason in my area, those Winchester PowerPoint 40 grain hollow points are very available. Man, I'm starting to like them more and more all the time, especially on these smaller guns. That little bit of extra power, I think, maybe make them cycle better. I need to try them in that Walther PPK and some of those others, but like I say, I've got a Savage semi-auto 22 model 62, hope that's right. But that thing loves those Winchester PowerPoints, and the skunks hate them. So anyway, enough yapping. Let's go up and look at the target. All right, I'm not sure why this makes me tick, but it does. Federal 36 grain. So here's 1, 2, 3. Could that have been a flyer from the loose nut behind the trigger? Very easily could. That's about a 4-inch group. The Winchester PowerPoints that I've been bragging up so much, not a terrible group, but not great. So here's 1, 2, 3. There again, about a 4-inch group. And then those Winchester M22s, 1, 2, 3. That's a solid 1.5 inch group. That's quite a difference. Is it worth doing that test again? I think it is. I'm gonna set the camera down real quick and mark all them with the marker. Okay, I marked all them with the marker. I'm gonna have the same setup on the mag. I've got first 3 will be the Federals, second 3 will be the Winchester PowerPoints, last 3 will be the M22 on the Winchesters. We'll see how it looks. All right, so we've had 1 misfire, and that was a light primer strike. I put the cartridge back in the gun, just fired it. So I'm gonna grab 1 more of the M22s and see if we get a group on that. But that makes me a little cautious about those M22s, or you know, I've seen a lot of light primer strikes on Remington brand ammunition for whatever reason, but not so much on the Winchester. So I don't know, we'll see. All right, I forgot to adjust the camera, but you guys heard the shot. Got one more shot on that M22 target. Let's go have a look. Okay, well, I must be having one of those off days, but here's 1, 2, 3. So there's 5 out of 6 right there on the Federals. I'm gonna say that's about the way that is shooting. That's probably just a flyer for me. Winchester hollow points. Here's 1, 2. Here's the third one of the last 3 shots. So then here's the first 3 shots. You know, okay, you know, not bad on that one. Winchesters I shot in such a fantastic group with before. I was bragging myself up. Here's 1, 2, and then the third one's way down there. So I don't know what the heck to think about it. All right, well, we're gonna wrap the video up for the day. So I've got some affection for this little guy that I didn't think I had, honestly. I don't know, it's growing on me. I was hoping that the accuracy'd be a little better on it. And that may just be me. I may be just having one of those off days. I mean, you guys have, if you've been a watcher of the channel, you'll see some days I can pull it off and some days I can't. I don't know if everybody's that way, but you know, the gun's pretty reliable. We had that one light primer strike. If a guy was gonna carry this for like a home defense or for like a trail gun or something, it would be worth doing some research on ammo. And maybe mini mags. You know, I kind of hate the easy button. Oh, well, just shoot mini mags, forget, you know, rest of it. Okay, what if mini mags aren't available? That's why I love doing this testing, you know, with what's going on in Israel right now and around the world with Ukraine. I'm afraid we're gonna see another ammo crunch. I got a feeling deep down that another one of those crunches is coming. So anyway, that's why I do a lot of research, especially with these 22s, to see what they function with, what they like the best. If this gun belonged to me and I was going to carry it, I would, you know, maybe CCI Mini Mags would be the one to carry. But all of this ammo today performed plenty well for me to go to the range and have fun with this. You know, the point of impact on all of them was close enough to just go have a good time with it. This would be the perfect gun to introduce new shooters to a 1911. The perfect gun, especially if it was a female, smaller built, you know, maybe a young adult or something. This would be an ideal situation or tool for that purpose. But anyway, I had a ton of fun with this. You know, I am lucky. I'm surrounded by a group of great friends that know that I'm trying to get the YouTube going. You know, and with my extended group of friends and family, I got a lot of content. I won't have to buy a gun. And so a lot of the guns you see here I don't own, and I usually call that out early in the video, but there's a ton of them I don't, and I'm grateful for that because there's too many neat guns. I can't afford them all. So when I have friends like Scott and some of these other guys that have these really neat guns and allow me to shoot them, it just makes it a ton of fun for me to where I can go out and enjoy these guns and not have the financial burden to purchase them all. So anyway, grateful. I'm blessed in a lot of ways. Got a great family support system, got a great group of friends around me. Appreciate them, appreciate everybody supporting the channel. So, and keep the comments coming. Had some great conversation over the last week or so. Got a guy from British Columbia that's been commenting on my last deer hunting video, and man, I had a fun conversation with him. It was so nice, interesting to me to have a conversation with someone really out of the country. You know, Canada's our close neighbors up there, but to talk about what he likes for guns and what his friends and stuff are shooting. So anyway, keep the comments coming. Please subscribe. Have a good night.